We are just 2 days away from the beginning of the phased reopening of Disney Springs, and it feels good to say that. It's exciting to see Disney start to reopen again in a safe way, and we have some additional news that we're going to share with you guys today about the reopening of Disney Springs. So as you already know, Disney Springs is reopening on May 20th to some select third-party vendors, but we have some additional news that is pretty exciting. So on May 27th, certain Disney properties will begin to reopen in Disney Springs. These include World of Disney, D-Luxe Burger, only open for mobile order, and Marketplace Co-op.
So as you know, Disney is going to do this in the safest way possible for their guests, so there is going to be some safety protocols that need to be in place for this to all happen. So on the Disney Springs website, they have more information for what guests can expect when they visit Disney Springs. So the first thing, during the initial phase, guests will be directed to self-park in only the orange and lime garages. Now all other surface parking lots are going to be closed at the time. At opening, they also are reducing guest entrances to only 4 different locations, that being the orange and lime garages that I just mentioned, along with Hotel Plaza Boulevard, Pedestrian Bridge, and the rideshare location. So all the other entranceways that we're used to are going to be closed for the first initial phase. Guest access to Disney Springs from the Grapefruit Garage will be restricted during the initial phase.
Disney Springs is also letting guests know that they are required to undergo temperature screenings upon arrival. During this initial period, guests will undergo temperature screenings in these locations: the second floor exits of the orange and lime parking garages and the Marketplace entrance to serve guests from the Hotel Plaza Boulevard Pedestrian Bridge and rideshare drop-off lot. They also go on to say that anybody with a temperature of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or above will be directed to an additional location for rescreening and assistance. Those with temperatures above 100.4 degrees will not be allowed entry. Those in their party will also not be allowed to enter Disney Springs. Now for employees, cast members and operating participant employees will be required to complete a health screening and temperature check at home prior to coming to work. Along those same lines, there's a section here about limited contact, and the question that everybody wants to know, do you have to wear a face mask? The answer is yes. All guests ages 3 and up, cast members and operating participant employees are required to wear an appropriate face covering. Guests must bring their own face coverings and wear them at all times except when dining. Physical barriers have also been added in select places where it is difficult to maintain strict physical distancing guidelines. These may be visible in areas around cash registers or guest relations, for example, to help ensure proper distances between people. Also, Disney Springs is recommending all guests use cashless or contactless payment options such as credit cards, debit cards, gift cards, and mobile wallets including Apple Pay and Google Pay.
They also include information regarding physical distancing and capacity measures, which include adding directional signage for guests to responsibly move throughout the property. Additionally, ground markings will help promote proper physical distancing when queuing is needed at a location. They are also training cast members to engage with guests and promote physical distancing guidelines in common areas and queues.
So all in all, there are a number of safety protocols in place. So if you do choose to go to Disney Springs, just know that you're gonna have to follow these when you go. You're gonna have to wear a face mask at all times. Kids are gonna have to wear a face mask as well if you're above the age of 3. And you're gonna have to get your temperature scan. Those are the 3, I think, biggest things to take away from this. And of course, you're gonna see some physical social distancing things on the floor, markers and reminders, but just remember you will have your temperature checked and you will have to wear a mask. In other theme park news, just a couple of days ago, Universal City Walk reopened to a select number of locations. These included Auntie Anne's Pretzels, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, Red Oven Pizza Bakery, Voodoo Donut, Airbrush, The Tattoo Company, The Store, not getting tattoos, Universal Studio Store, and the Hollywood Drive-In Golf. There is free parking available during this initial phase reopening. There will be no valet parking and expect to be staggered every other parking spot. And as you guys go through security, you'll notice the social distancing markings on the floor, as well as the fact that you have to get your temperature checked. And again, anyone with 100.4 degrees or higher cannot enter. And as you guys can see from the video on your screen, it looks like it is a pretty easy and quick process. It's a quick scan of the forehead, and then if you are clear, you can enter City Walk.
Another news piece that came out recently is that all Disney Cruise Line sailings are canceled through July 27th. If that does affect you, they are offering a 125% credit to use within the next 15 months, or you could get a full refund for your cruise.
And just so you guys know, Disney Cruise Line canceled through July 27th, as Alex said. They have not come out with a date yet as far as when cruises will resume. So the latest we know right now is that cruises are canceled through July 27th, and we'll see if more are canceled in the future. Also this week, Disney canceled resort reservations for Walt Disney World guests through the first week of June. And it seems like this is kind of the pattern now, where they cancel 1 week of reservations at a time. So if you have reservations for kind of mid-June to the end of June, I would hang tight. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from Disney if they cancel some more. And if you have reservations for later in the summer, I would also recommend that you guys hang tight, because if your trip has to be canceled, let Disney cancel on you, because then you'll probably get something in return out of it. But as of now, it's just kind of a week-by-week basis, and resort guests through the first week of June have been canceled.
So you guys might have questions on what's happening over in California at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's a tricky question to answer, because the situation in California is very different than the situation in Florida. Just the other day, LA County extended their stay-at-home order through July, and it's very likely that it's going to get extended past then as well. So if you're thinking about maybe going to Disneyland this summer, I don't know if that's going to happen necessarily. I don't want to really put a date on anything, because California is in a very different boat right now. The way that they're handling things is a little bit more strict than Florida is. So I think it could be a while. I think Disney World is going to open before Disneyland, that's for sure. If I had to guess, I would say probably sometime maybe early to mid-fall.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a few months until we see Disneyland come back. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said that theme parks can begin to submit their reopening plans to the state. He mentioned this on Friday, giving the theme parks the green light to submit whenever they're ready. And he also said that the park should submit the date that they believe they can resume safe operations. DeSantis said, quote, "They have to provide how they're going to do it, how they're going to accommodate the guests, how they're going to protect the staff, and then they need to have an endorsement from the local official in their locality." No word from Disney or Universal yet as far as submissions to the governor, but I'm sure those will be coming in the somewhat near future. So that is going to do it for the latest Disney Parks news. Again, there is no opening date for the theme parks just yet. I know everybody wants to know the answer to that question. Trust me, we do too, but we just don't have it yet. So all we know is Disney Springs is opening on May 20th, and then on May 27th, you're going to have a few of those Disney-owned properties opening. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But if you guys found this video helpful and informative, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you guys are new here. We put out Disney videos all the time, and we'd love to have you guys come on board with us. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.